Hi, Carol here, and welcome to my craft room. I have come back with the card to show you how pretty it looks when it's all completed. And not only that, we're going to do a stencil card without a actual stencil. We're going to make our own stencil, and I think it's going to be a fun technique. So, here we go. Let's get this underway first. Here is that beautiful lattice card. Didn't that come out nice? I added the seam binding, put some Old Olive and Pool Party on it, added that tiny little ribbon rose, and put some of the Stampin' Up! Pearls here, the large ones that I just colored with my Copic marker because it's an alcohol-based marker. I can't wait till we can get our blendabilities to have alcohol markers, but I used the BG23, the Coral Sea, to get these little pearl effects. And I added the tiny pearls up and down, like on each side coming in opposite directions. Added a pearl up on top, and I think it came out very nice. And and a little tiny Pool Party bow at the end there on the inside. So I will put probably an oval here to write what I want to write, or I just might fold a card, a piece of card in it and let them have it, just for display, because it is terribly pretty. The flowers turned out really nice. So anyway, that's that down and over. I can get that in the mail. And now we're on to our next card. Nice and clean. Okay, so with this one, let me just spit wash this off my finger. There we go. All right, for this card, let's get at her. It is a stencil card, and I used Old Olive cardstock. I scored it 5.5 by 4 1/4. And I'm going to get my bone folder here and just make a nice crisp fold in it. Then on the inside, I'm going to do a chalk technique in here. So I put the white 1/4 of an inch, actually I think it's 1/8 of an inch inside, and then I'm going to use the chalk effect for the sentiment on the inside using the Whisper White right there. So we'll get to that. I'm going to hurry along so it can get done. This is going on the outside like this, Stampin' Up's black cardstock. I love it. It's so nice and thick. There we are. So we have that. And now you're going to cut 2 pieces of cardstock in the Whisper White. And the measurement you're going to cut these two at is 3 3/4 down by 5 inches across. And then I want you to measure them. So what I did is I just put it on the scoreboard and I scored them so I could see the squares. You want 4 even squares for your stencil. And it'll measure out 1 7/8 by 2.5. And then I just scored it because I can see right along there. You can do it with a pencil, but it came out in 1/8 on the on the trimmer, Stampin' Up! Trimmer, so I thought that's perfect. I can see it, and that's all that needs to happen. And then we're going to use this other piece that is going to be stenciled. So what do you want to do now? You want to have 4 colors of ink. I chose Old Olive, More Mustard, Summer Starfruit, and Baked Sugar. It seemed to be right in the color family there, so I thought that would be nice. I chose the Papillon Potpourri Butterfly set and the Teeny Tiny Wishes. And my magnetic platform. You want to have some sticky notes. And you know what? I'm going to switch that Old Olive maybe to that Wild Wasabi. I wasn't sure. I put both of them there, so whatever you want to use. You want to have some sticky notes. And I was going to do this in a tag, but if you take the stencil out, you obviously cannot put your, you need to square it out because, unless you took the tag and actually ran it through on here, but it was so much work to do that. It's easier just to put a square on here. So I took the Stampin' Up! Second square, and we're going to cut that out right now. So lay that out. You only need one on here. So just make it so it's as even on each side, centered as you can. There we go. And we're going to run it through like that, and that's going to be our stencil piece. Okay. So there we have our stencil right here. Okay. Now you're going to take it on this side here, and that's what we're going to color right there. Now if you want, excuse me, you can put down some washi tape or whatever, or you can just hold it. And I'm thinking, just looking at it here, that I may put a little bit of tape down. Let me just grab my tape here, possibly. Okay, so just to keep it from shifting, I may just do a little piece there so I can get it off, and a little piece here so I can get it off. And if you want to just rub your hand against, take off some of that sticky, you can. Hopefully it will not leave any residue. So that's with this one. And keep this. This is a nice square. Okay. So let's get doing this. I think I will use the Wild Wasabi. That sounds good to me. So you want to take either a finger dauber, that's what I'm going to use on the other ones, but I had this out. And you are going to sponge inside your stencil. So that's what I'm saying. You have to hold that down. I want it pretty dark, so I am going to go over it and over it here, just to give it an even consistency, like so. There, excuse me, sorry about that. A bit of a cold. Okay, so you have that one down, and that was using our Wild Wasabi. You can set that aside and take this up like that, and there you have that piece in there. I'm going to leave it like, no, I have to switch it around. Leave that there, so you have that. Now you want to take your stencil, and let's do the bottom corner. So how you're going to do that is just even it up. Take your whatever you want holding it down, and I hope you can see that. I'll zoom in on it a little bit for you. There we go. And there we are. Using this mat, the Ranger mat, is pretty nice too because it doesn't stick as much. Okay, so this one I will do in the More Mustard. Oh, there comes my makeup sponge. So grab your finger daubers and see what I can come up with here in the well, alright, here we go. So you can practice on here if there's any old ink on there, just to get it off. And let's hold this down. I hope you can see that. without my hand being in the way. Maybe I'll switch it to the left. Okay. And let us put some of this. This is a pretty color. Stenciling is nice, and stenciling just in a square is nice too. You get your colors you want. It's awesome. Kind of go over it, get a nice square, and there you have it. So that one is the More Mustard. Put that aside. And let's take that up. Oh, yikes. That is going to cause me a problem right there. I just got some ink on there. Let me see. I'll add something to the center. I'm okay. All right, let's carry on. Let's turn it around like this, and we will do this bottom panel. You have to be careful. I must have had something on the mat or something there. But yeah, now I'm going to have to come up with something right there. Probably my sentiment. I'll do a little sentiment on the outside. There you go. We solved it already. No need to panic. Doesn't help to panic. I'm not the panicking type. Okay. Summer Star Fruit. There comes my nice sponge. These applicators are so nice to have inside in case you want to do a quick edge. Your little makeup sponges. They come in 24 in a pack. So let's find something to do that in our finger daubers. Okay. I will press in there, give it a practice run, just in case there's another color on there. And let's do it here. Oh, I like that color too. It's something about making cards, because, you know, an accident is an embellishment about to happen. So, it's okay. There we go. Get that up. And let's put it on the top. And we'll go with the baked brown sugar. Maybe. Don't have my strength back. Oh, doesn't have my little thing in there. Okay, so we have the 4 of them, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put an embellishment right in the center to hide that. You have to be really careful what's on your cardstock. So now we go up to this corner, put it down, and it's in the frame. And baked brown sugar. Let's grab something in that field here. There we go. Nice. There we go. Excellent. Okay, so let's stamp. Move that out. Well, I can just throw that out. And take this up. I'm going to keep that because I'm going to make another card from it. So now, other than that little boo-boo, you have a beautiful stencil. Beautiful colors. And now we're going to do one at a time. I am going to stamp my little wee floral butterfly. This one that is well loved. And, I did not grab a I didn't grab a small. Well, this will work. Okay, so let's start by doing this. We're going to put, you want to cover it as well as you can. 1, 2, I'll check the camera to see if I'm in frame. Yes, okay. I may move it out a bit for you. Let's get rid of this. And we need to get our stays on. Right there. And there we are. Make sure my sweater doesn't go in that stays on. It's a white sweater. Shouldn't be crafting in a white sweater. All right, so let's get that butterfly going. Wherever you want it to go. That's the beautiful thing. Now you can do this in flowers. That'd be pretty. I think I'll do this one upside down. I think that's good. Take it off and we'll start again. That's pretty because we're going to go down in this corner. We're going to put a butterfly on the card, so maybe I'll put the butterfly up where that boo-boo happened there. There we go. We're off and running again. Now you could change this up for another butterfly, like do the corners. You know, do the corners in this floral print and do a different butterfly. I just may do that. I don't know what I'm doing here with my hands, but I have another boo. Pretty soon my whole center of this card is going to have a big embellishment. I think I'm going to have a row of butterflies going around there. It's not good. So let's get this one quickly, because I do want to get the card finished. There we are. So let's stamp away. I want to make it different each time. And then we will go to this one, like the big brown sugar. That looks crooked to me. Good thing I saw that. There we are. So, one like that, one turned like that, there, and there. Okay, that is finished. Now I'm going to want to do a few of these on, let's see, I'll do a star fruit and use this little piece of cardstock, and then I'll punch them out. So let's get the black off there. One. And then I'm going to take some cardstock here and do 4 different colors to punch out the butterfly. Not Old Olive. You have to remember what you've done there. So if I have that orange color, and I'll do the squares. So stamp that off. There we are. And so we have two, stamp it off. Should have left them open. Let's do the summer star fruit. And the baked brown sugar. And we're all set. There we are. We'll cut those out with the Stampin' Up! Butterfly punch, which I will get right here. And let me just grab it. I have the punch up here, but I think this one is the bigger one. We need the small one right here. Okay, so on the card we will have butterflies of the same color to cover up our, well, my, hopefully you don't copy. This is one of those quick sticks. Whoa. There we go. So you want to get some of that quick stick out. And we're going to shift it. Let's see. Now if that's not working, just grab a piece of cardstock. So I'm not going to fuss because I think that's going to take me way too long. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of glue, just a tad right there to hold it so that I can cut it out. Hold it right there. Then I can take this up like this, and let's see which way I can do this. Like that. Will that make it easier? Let's see. Perfect. Punch that out. Whoa! Now if I have to go find that, that's not going to be good. Take that off. And let's do another one. Boy, did that ever fly. There we go. Okay, this one. And our card is basically done. I mean, you can add whatever embellishments you want to it when you're finished, but if you want some quick cards, this is the one to do. And then the butterfly that flew the coop is right here. So let's get those on. How much time do I have here? Not much. Sorry, I'm just gonna zoom out for a minute and assemble this card. What I'm going to do, I think, is sponge around the edges, but I don't have time for that because I want to get this card to show you exactly how it's going to go. So let's put this black base down, and we have a card completed. Okay, so just tuck your ends in here at the glue. And, whoop, lift up. This is sticky stuff. You don't want to be doing that too often. Okay, the lighting is glaring at me. There we are. I think it's because that on the inside is. So then you want to take this and you want to put that down. And I'm not doing any dimensionals on here. I'm going to just make it a total. There we go. Let's see, this is going to go on here like this. Make sure it's even. There you go. Isn't that pretty? That's what we have so far. And then let's get some glue dots and dot these little embellishments down, and we have a card. Now I would like to, let me just do one. I would like to do the edges of this because I think it just gives it some richness. There we are. Then fold them, put a glue dot down, and let's cover up our mess. I don't want them to be beside the actual color. I want to mix them up. How much time? Always working on time. Oh, let's turn these around. There we go. See where these come in handy? There we go. I always put these makeup sponges in. Now, I thought my granddaughter and I did all of them, but you know, we didn't. It's okay. And then you can add some pearls, which I have right beside me. I'll have the orange to block that green out right there. And let's do the summer star fruit and get that down, and we have ourselves a stenciled, beautiful. It makes such a difference to do around the edges, I think. The definition is really beauteous. There we go. Fold it. Grab another glue dot. Let's come down here. There we go. And thank you so much for joining me. If I get cut off, you have yourself a blessed weekend. And I'll be back. The next technique I think you're really going to like. Let me get these put back in the right spot. And our last one is the wild wasabi. And I see I don't have a little sponge in here, so I'll leave that open to do that. And then I am going to take a different, there's the outside, like that. Isn't that sweet? Now you're going to come in here and you're going to have this. I'm going to do some butterflies on here and a different one. I am going to haul out this #1 big one and see if I can get it to go on here. Get my white chalk, and this is going on the inside, Whisper White. Oh, I have 2 on here. And let's get this on there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's nice. That's all we need. And let's put this down and we'll call it a card. This is going on the inside like that. And there you have it, my friends. You can take the little sponge and go over it like a chalkboard to give it that effect. And as I'm doing this, we'll see you on the next video.